saying the Jets and Odell Beckham Jr. have mutual interest and they want to get a deal done. Should the Jets add the former Giant, former Brown, and former Ram All-Pro? Let's talk about it in today's Jake Asman Show. Live from Vegas. Let's hit it and get it started.
We didn't shock nobody. Another freaking game. Y'all fought your asses off. That was awesome.
My intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Hit it!
We have Garrett Wilson. Let's freaking go. We have Brees Hall. We are ready to win. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have an elite defense. You're welcome on the Jet bandwagon. Now, let's talk about the New York Jets. This is the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. No fancy camera setup, no fancy microphone. I'm joining you live from my Las Vegas suite here at Circle Resort and Casino. But I wanted to give you guys a show because I woke up to the story that everyone saw by now. The Jets are the overwhelming favorites to land Odell Beckham Jr. They trade Elijah Moore. Yesterday, they add Mecole Hardman, and that does not mean for a second they are done adding weapons to a team that soon enough will be quarterbacked by Aaron freaking Rodgers. So let's give you the latest. This was Jeff Darlington, who, by the way, is plugged into the Odell camp. If you go back through his history of reporting on Beckham, this was ESPN's Jeff Darlington on Get Up this morning talking about Beckham to the Jets.
Receiver, is OBJ still a possibility?
Oh, yes.
Oh, all right.
And that's the most important thing I think about this conversation is the fact that just because you see this wide receiver room continuing to shift does not mean that they are done work. We should very much consider Odell Beckham Jr. still on the table as an option for the New York Jets. In fact, we can go even further to say that both sides would still like to see this done. Financials still in the way of actually finalizing this thing, but I still think that Odell Beckham Jr. will wind up with the New York Jets.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Hey, Tim.
all right. Odell to the New York Jets. Wow. Let's talk about it. So, should the Jets sign Odell Beckham Jr.? If they had a young quarterback, let's say in a different world, Zach Wilson was going into his third year as the starter and the Jets were trying to build on what he did in year two, I'd say absolutely not. I wouldn't trust Zach Wilson to be able to handle Odell. But Aaron Rodgers and Odell Beckham have a friendship. Rodgers has talked about this at length. He went into detail about this on the McAfee show last week. So it depends on the contract. Odell is not getting a multi-year deal. The market does not exist for him. But if you could get Odell Beckham Jr. on a deal that's going to be a one-year deal, maybe it looks like a two-year deal, but let's be real. Douglas always structures these deals where you can get out of them after one. If you could bring Odell Beckham in on a one-year deal, prove it type of deal, I don't see the downside in bringing him in because I have full faith in Aaron Rodgers being able to control Odell. Odell, a year and a half, not a year and a half removed from the ACL, should be able to hit the ground running. I think it could work. And you can never have enough weapons, period. You can never have enough weapons if you're the Jets. You had so many injuries last year. God forbid something happens to Garrett Wilson, who stayed healthy and played in every game. What do you do then? You need weapons, man. You got to put Aaron Rodgers in the best possible position to win. And that's what you would be doing by bringing in Odell Beckham. Look, is he the same guy that that was with the Giants all those years ago? No, but he's only 30. He's a guy that would be motivated to try and prove he's still an elite player, get one more big contract in his career. And that contract wouldn't be from the Jets. It'd be a one-year deal, and then let's see. So I'm okay with Beckham because Rodgers is on board. That's why you do it, all right? That's why you do it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but you went for it. And it's not going to hurt you salary cap-wise. It's not going to set you back. This is not adding Le'Veon Bell, who was washed, to a free agent deal. Beckham would be a one-year deal, probably worth up to $10 or $12 million. That's it. You mean to tell me you wouldn't do that? Jet fans, if the Jets add Odell Beckham Jr. to their receiver room, you look at what they would have. Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, Odell, Mecole Hardman, who is a sneaky, damn good signing, and Denzel Mims for now. Probably Randall Cobb will be added at some point. I'm all in on doing this because I think Rodgers is the quarterback that can handle Beckham. And for those saying, oh, well, Jake, he's a diva. He doesn't care about winning. Go ask Matthew Stafford how he felt about Odell. Odell's a big reason why the Rams won a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. Remember, when the Rams acquired him, they thought Beckham was going to be their number 3 wide receiver. Robert Woods immediately got hurt that season and was done for the year. You know who stepped up to play opposite Cooper Kupp? Odell. He was really good with the Rams. He was focused. He was locked in. He was playing for a contract, and unfortunately, he got hurt. He's not going to get 15 or 20 million, which reportedly is what he was asking for at the beginning of all this. So if you could acquire Odell and the contract is not outrageous, I say go for it. I say go for it because I'm telling you, a Jet wide receiver room with Wilson, Lazard, Beckham, Hardman, and for now, Mims and probably Cobb, it's the best wide receiver room the New York Jets have had since 2010, without question. Without question. And then you factor in the other weapons on this team that seem to not get discussed. CJ Uzomah now is Bengals CJ Uzomah with Rodgers. Tyler Conklin is now Vikings Tyler Conklin. The emergence of Jeremy Ruckert this year is still a possibility. Breece Hall, Zonovan Knight, Michael Carter. They re-signed Ty Johnson today. You're set at running back. This team is going to be electric on offense, assuming they make the necessary additions to the offensive line. Tackle at 13, take the Elijah Moore second-round pick, take a center, still sign Ben Jones. Let's cook. Let's go. The Jets will have one of the best offenses in the NFL if they add Odell Beckham. And the thing I like about Beckham, I'll reiterate this. He's a year and a half removed from the ACL. No one wanted to sign him last year because he wasn't healthy. Let's be real. The Cowboys wanted to sign him. They saw his medicals, and then they leaked it out that he wasn't healthy yet. That's what happened last year. So if you look at where the Jets are at right now, adding a healthy, motivated Beckham with a quarterback he respects and has a friendship with, it could work. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's a one-year deal. It is what it is. You went for it. You're in win now mode, folks. Everything the Jets do is about winning a Super Bowl this year. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a refreshing change? They're going for it. Yeah, the AFC's tough, but you want to win? You got to have weapons. Look at Cincinnati. They got the Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame quarterback, it feels like, in Burrow. But they got the elite quarterback, and they surrounded that man with weapons. Higgins, Chase, Boyd, Mixon. If you're the Jets and you can add Odell Beckham and the contract's not going to be an arm and a leg, why wouldn't you? That's how I look at it. I understand there's some risk. I understand Odell's not a perfect human being, but I think on a one-year deal with Rodgers, I'm willing to listen. And I think this is going to get done. I really believe that. I think this is going to get done. So we'll see. But when Darlington says he would be surprised if it doesn't get done, you know, that speaks volumes. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And honestly, maybe if they signed Odell and they already added Lazard, we don't even need to add Randall Cobb. All right? We don't even need Cobb. We could take a flyer on someone in the draft. Who knows? But the reality is, given where this team is at right now, they're in win now mode. And if you can add Odell Beckham Jr., I think it's something you seriously consider because the cost of adding Beckham is not what people anticipated. So we'll see. But, I mean, the signs point to it, right? Mecole Hardman's not an Elijah Moore replacement. He's a Braxton Berrios replacement. The Jets have already upgraded there. You add Beckham, you're going to be ready to go. We'll open it up now to your comments and questions. Obviously, we don't have our typical setup here. Going to be a bit of a shorter show. I wanted to squeeze one in before my radio show this afternoon here in Vegas. Jet fans, this is going to be fun, man. Cannot believe the conversations we're having about this team. We'll open it up to your comments and questions. Please hit that like button. We'll take some of your calls as well. Before we do any of that, just a reminder, the show's on Patreon, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. You'll get the show ad-free. You'll get exclusive content, meaning you get one podcast not on YouTube every single month. You can message me directly. Mark asked me a question about the wide receiver room this morning, and we have a new Patreon member, William J. Shout out to you for signing up today. Appreciate your support of my content. Take some calls. We got Dre. He's first up today. What's up, Dre? Thanks for calling in.
Brother, how's Vegas?
Dre, you got to speak up, my man.
How's Vegas?
Vegas is good. I am going to be, hitting the tables tonight, watching the Sweet 16. All is well.
Sounds good. Just trying to put out that positive energy. Hoping this thing gets wrapped up by the meetings. There's been some talk that the trade for Aaron will be announced during the NFL meetings next. I think they start Sunday. So I'm just crossing my fingers, hoping we have something in place by then, so that then all the OTAs, all the draft, we know how to pick. After the trade comes through, I expect that the offseason is just gonna coast through and just go into fall the way it needs to be for us. Everything is looking good for this year, and I've just got nothing but positivity. I really think we finished the year 15-2. I think that's what it's gonna be like.
Yeah. Thanks, Dre. Look, it's all going to come together. But I'll repeat what I've said. The Jets are still able to make all these moves, even if the Rodgers trade is not done. They know what Rodgers' cap hit will be, so they can. So I hate the narrative. Oh, Rodgers is holding up everything. He's not. Aaron Rodgers didn't stop them from trading Elijah Moore yesterday, or signing Mecole Hardman, or signing Alan Lazard. The Jets have made moves, man. They have, and they're not done. There's still a lot of good players out there. The second wave of free agency is really where you could do a lot of damage if you're a team like the Jets. You get veterans who are ring chasing, who are on prove-it type of deals. Mr. Godair with a super chat. He starts us off. Jake, here's money to bet on Rodgers' new number 8. Good luck. Godair, I don't know if you can make that bet, but if Rodgers wants his college number, obviously, number 8 became open yesterday. Now, let's be real. If Aaron Rodgers said, I'm coming to the Jets, I want number 8, Elijah Moore would give up that number so quick, he'd have no choice. But number 8 is open for Aaron. No doubt about that. Nick, with today's dumb comment of the day, says signing OBJ is disrespectful to Garrett Wilson. It is actually the complete opposite. Was signing OBJ disrespectful to Cooper Kupp, who was the best receiver in the NFL 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl and was Super Bowl MVP? What a dumb comment. You know why you sign OBJ? Because he's damn good at football and helps you win. And it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg because the guy's playing for something. Mr. McMoney says, RIP FM. Thank God he's gone. Shout out to Evan. Evan sent me the Venmo. $300 and FM is done. And if he ever comes back, he's banned immediately. And if someone starts impersonating FM, they're gone too. FM is done. Bang Mateo with a super chat. OBJ will poison Garrett Wilson like he poisoned Sterling Shepard when they were together. No thank you, Jake. Bang. Couple things. One, if you're against Beckham, that makes me even more for the Jets signing him. And two, give me an example of how Sterling Shepard has been poisoned. He's the longest tenured Giant on their team. They just brought him back despite injuries. They love Sterling Shepard. He's one of the best teammates in that room. Bang, that's a weird comment, man. You got to give me an example of how he poisoned Sterling Shepard. Unbelievable. What a dumb comment. He poisoned Sterling Shepard. I'm going to need to see an example of that before we just say dumb things. Bang Mateo follows that up with, what if we screw Rodgers and pivot to Lamar? What if we sent you to the Shadow Realm? I'm just kidding, Bang. I won't do that, but that's ridiculous. Why would they screw Rodgers over? He's trying to help them win. He wants to be a Jet. There's no guarantee you get the get Lamar dream. What if the Baltimore Ravens match the offer? Why doesn't anyone talk about that? It's not just get Lamar like it's easy. Please. Let's go to Darren. He's up next on the Gusbuster hotline. Darren, what's going on?
Hey, man. How you doing, Jake?
I'm good, Darren.
All right. So I'm just going off the last comment. I don't think that we actually want to sign Lamar, but how about flirting with him a little bit? Make the Packers, squirm in their pants just a hair bit because maybe we're going to go for him, and they'll have no other trade partner for Aaron.
I just don't think you need to do that because the Jets have the leverage here. Like, why even bother?
Oh, my God. The leverage word's been coming out so much. Everybody hates it.
It's a horrible word, but it's true. Like, the Jets don't need to do anything right now. Like, they know they're going to end up with Aaron Rodgers and not have to trade a first-round pick to get him.
Yeah. I don't even think they're going to have to trade a second, to be honest with you. And if it is, I think it's going to be in the future. I think Joe Douglas is going to stick it to him because that's what he usually does. Except we just lost Elijah Moore for not much. And I thought Elijah was going to break out this year.
Yeah, good call, Darren. Look, it's disappointing what happened to Elijah. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a great move. You got rid of him. It's a miss. I mean, you took him 34th overall 2 years ago, but given where they're at right now, I can't sit here and say it's an awful move because we got to see what they do with the second round pick. If they draft a great center that's going to help this team for the next, let's say, decade at that position or 5 years, whatever, it's more valuable than Elijah Moore. And like, when did Elijah Moore become a great player? I'm sorry, he had 37 catches last year. Don't tell me Zach Wilson was the reason why. He's part of it, but Elijah Moore, when this team was winning games, blew up and had a temper tantrum. How's he going to react this year if the Jets are winning, but he's not getting the ball? If Alan Lazard is getting the ball because he and Rodgers have chemistry. If CJ Uzama's getting the ball or Breece Hall's going off, how's he going to react? He wants to put up stats. I'm sorry. Elijah Moore is going into his third year of the season, right? That means he's playing for a contract. He's going to want a contract after this year. You really want to pay Elijah Moore? I don't. I haven't seen enough to pay him. So I like him. He's talented. I wish him well, but I'm sorry. Jake Asman's receding hairline says FM lives forever. See you later. Banned for life. The return of FM. Trying to come back and come at me. And by the way, this hairline has never been better. Want to know why? Because I saw Dr. Linville, hair specialist Houston. Go to 975hair.com and get your free consultation courtesy of your boy right here. Let's see. Back to the calls we go. We got Southern Jet. Our guy Rich is on the line. What's up, Rich?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Rich?
Hey, with the FM bounty money, did you get a tomahawk?
I haven't had the steak yet. We got in so late last night, Rich. I didn't get back. I didn't get to the hotel room till 1 p.m. and then we got some late night eats.
When you're sitting there at the steakhouse in a day or two, think I can get a tomahawk tonight.
That's right. I have $300 in my pocket. I might take that money and put it on Jets to win the Super Bowl. We'll see.
Hey, a couple things. First of all, thanks for doing the job. I know it's a pain in the ass doing it remote, but Moore's gone because you just hit it right on the head. That the room is if he acts like a jerk as a 22-year-old complaining about bad quarterback play when Garrett Wilson's making Rookie of the Year with bad quarterback play, how is he going to act with the loaded room we got now and possibly OBJ and Cobb coming in? Jets know they got a bad apple who's going to bellyache. They just know it. And he's not. And by the way, to everyone fans out there, he was never going to be part of the Packer trade because of what he did to the head coach of the Packers' brother. He said he used the MF word. He was racist in the. You know what he said. You heard. I'm not going to say it here, but he went off. On him. And my other thing was this trade. Everybody knows Joe Douglas, right? Joe Douglas is like a dog with a bone when it comes to draft picks. And he's sitting there with his underwear off in the third round. So he's going to get that back. He's going to parlay 13. And I looked at the Jimmy Johnson draft chart, and he can go back with the Chargers, Detroit. There's 3 teams he can go back with and pick up a first round and a second round. And there's several teams he can go back with and get a first and a high third. So, you've been talking center all along. You can get one of the good centers lower in the first round.
Correct. But I also want to tackle, Rich. That's the thing.
Well,
and you're not just going to trade back for the sake of trading back, too. Most
then
of
you
the
can
time,
flip
the trade
it.
back happens for a team that wants to come up for a quarterback.
Right. But one of the teams he can trade with is Pittsburgh. He only goes down 17. Okay. So if somebody's on the board there, he picks up one of the tackles, and then he's got a second round from Pittsburgh and he does. He's gonna. I guarantee you, we're trading down and picking up that pick he lost. He's not going to sit there bare in the third. I know it because we're giving up one of these seconds in the Rodgers trade. Let's face it, guys.
Yeah,
That's
Rich. Good call. Here's the thing, though. The look, in a perfect world, yeah, you trade back, you still get your player, you recoup the pick you give up this year on the Rodgers deal, but it's not as easy just, trade back. You need a team that wants to come up. Who's coming up? Why would Pittsburgh move up from 17 to 13? Who's the player they're identifying if it's not a quarterback? If you're a Jet fan, here's how you root. You root for these quarterbacks to somehow slide. Most of these mocks have the quarterbacks all gone before pick 10. But if Will Levis starts to slide, the first time I saw that yesterday was from Daniel Jeremiah, who had him falling to 19 to Tampa. That'd be a good scenario for the Jets. Levis starts to slide, team wants him, they come up to 13, and they take Levis. That could happen. But I think the Jets stick and pick right now. They're taking a tackle at 13. That's what I think how it plays out. They're taking a center with that Elijah Moore pick, and off we go. That's where we're at. Tony wants to know, where's FM? He is banned for life, Tony. You will never see FM again. Ever. Done. Unless someone makes me $1,000 to bring him back. That's the only way. But that offer cannot be made for at least a month. Evan paid good money to ban him, so he's banned for a while. Honestly, it might take more than $1,000. FM is banned. We'll never see him again. Unless the money is too good, I can't pass it up. So we shall see. Mrs. Asman is also FM. Matt Ryan is Plan B. FM, see you later. Let's see. It's Snoopy says, FM is like COVID. He can't die. Oh, he'll die. He'll be done. Let's see. Let's keep going here. Got some calls to take. We got Rich, who's next up on the line. What's up, Rich? Alan. I hit the wrong button. Alan, you're up. What's up, my man?
Morning/afternoon. Hope you're enjoying Sin City. Funny thing, 25 years ago, I used to be a sports writer in Vegas. So times have changed since I was a writer there in that city.
What did you cover?
I covered boxing. I was actually at the Trinidad De La Hoya fight. I was at the second Bo Holyfield fight. This is ages ago. I was there pre-2000s in 99 to 2002. So that city has completely changed since I've been there. A couple of comments. I give you so much credit. It's funny. I went to a couple of the other Jet podcasters sites, and they went absolutely crazy on the trade yesterday. Like, we gave up something great. I mean, Elijah Moore is a great talent, but last year he was awful, absolutely terrible. And again, as you mentioned, 5-game winning streak, and he quit on his team. That is the reason why they traded him. They don't want a malcontent on the team. So again, they trade him because he was not a good dude. And that's the first point. Secondly, as far as the previous caller, if Broderick Jones, Paris Johnson, or Peter Skoronski, one of those three guys, are sitting there at 13, they are not trading down. No, they are taking that player. I'm sorry. I know that people want to maneuver back or forth. If one of those offensive tackles are there at 13, Joe Douglas is going to pick one of those three guys. Enough said. I know that people want Brian Branch. I know people want Kalijah Cansey. But again, at 13, if one of those tackles are there, he is going to get picked by the Jets. Enough said.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alan. And the thing I'll bring up is I compare the Jets to the 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had Brady, and then what did they do? They drafted Tristan Wirfs to solidify their offensive line. That's what the Jets need to do. All right, you had Dwayne Brown back. You had Becton back. What happens if Becton gets hurt? What happens if Dwayne Brown gets hurt again? You're screwed at tackle. Max Mitchell's really going to come in and start for a team that's going to win a Super Bowl? I like Max Mitchell, but can we not sit here and act like he's Jonathan Ogden? Right? Like, you need a tackle at 13. And if you're the Jets, you still have a second-round pick to then get a center. There's other moves they could make here. Look, in a perfect world, if you could trade back from 13 and only go back a couple spots and still get a tackle, I'd do it. But I don't know how realistic that is. But at the same time, to be fair, I didn't think it was realistic to come away with Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson last year. I thought it would be pick 2. When they drafted Sauce, I'm like, well, now they're either getting Garrett or Jermaine at 10, and they got all three. So I don't discount Joe Douglas's ability to do what we might not think is possible. That's the reality. Junior says, can I pay to get rid of Bang Mateo? No, here's the thing with Bang Mateo. Even though I basically disagree with all his opinions about the Jets, he's still a good guy. He's not a bad human being. But, FM had to go. FM's done. I don't even know if money could bring him back, to be honest. JJ writes in with a super chat. Joe Douglas getting better, but the more trade, Joe Douglas first 2 drafts stink. Why aren't we considering Lamar? Long-term option, plug him in with these weapons, scary. Okay, a couple reasons why, JJ. Why help the Ravens with and do their bidding for them? Like the Jets want to sign Lamar to an offer sheet and then the Ravens match it? That's why. That's why. Rodgers fits the Jets better than Lamar does. The Jets are a win-now team, ready to go. Lamar Jackson, yeah, he's really good, but he's a guy that has missed 10 games the last 2 years. He's not been able to finish the season. If you're the Jets, you bring in Rodgers. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. It's reminiscent of Brady a few years ago, Peyton Manning before that. You go for it. History's on the Jets' side with this. Joe Montana went to the championship game with the Chiefs. Peyton Manning went to 2 Super Bowls and won one of them with the Broncos. Tom Brady went to a Super Bowl and went to the playoffs 2 other times with the Bucs. This is why you do it. You also do it for this stat, JJ. Aaron Rodgers' record when his starting defense allows less than 20 points is 80-10. How many points per game did the Jets allow last year? 18.5. All right? You put Aaron Rodgers on this team, and they have a legitimate chance to win the AFC East and make a run. That's why you do it. Does Lamar guarantee you the division? No. Does Rodgers guarantee it? No, but I think it's way more likely with Aaron Rodgers, chip on his shoulder, motivated, trying to win a ring. He's the better fit. That's why. And there's no – if it was all even, you could just sign Lamar, then yeah, there's an argument. He's 26. You get him. But that's not where we're at right now. I Got Game says Rodgers gets hurt, then what? I could play this game with any elite quarterback. Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, then what? If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Brett Favre got hurt. It destroyed the Jets in 08. There's nothing they could do about it. Was it a mistake to get Favre, though? I Got Game? Absolutely not. They had a chance to win the Super Bowl that year, and unfortunately, he had the biceps tendon issue. What are you going to do? All right? Tom Brady once missed a full season in 08. So, what are you going to do? If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. We got Ricky on the line. He's up next. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, how's it going, Jake?
What's up, man?
I have breaking news. For all the people that have not liked my audio recently, I have ordered a new laptop, which will be arriving later today.
Yes. So this is your last call with the choppy audio, Ricky. That's exciting.
Yes, it is. You know what? When during that losing streak at the end of the year, this iPad I'm using got thrown across the room apparently one too many times. And at any rate, a couple of things. First of all, no, we don't need to flirt with Lamar to get the Aaron Rodgers thing going. Aaron Rodgers isn't the holdup. First of all, 2 things about Aaron Rodgers. He's a great quarterback, and he takes things personal. Look how mad he got about the Jordan Love thing. You think he'd be happy if we started flirting with another quarterback? That's a terrible idea.
You would have to tell him that you're doing that just to put leverage on the Packers, but it's not going to come down to that. The Jets know they already have the worst word ever. They already have the leverage, so they don't even need the bother. Right,
and as you were referencing the Tampa Bay situation, I'm in Tampa. I thought, is Donovan Smith the left tackle from Tampa? Is he still a free agent, or did somebody sign him? I mean, that might be a possibility. Just throwing that out there. The other thing is
he's still out there
about OBJ poisoning Garrett Wilson. What is Garrett? Do people think Garrett Wilson is just some naive kid that's going to follow along any narrative? Dude, have you listened to him? Garrett Wilson is an intelligent, articulate, very level-headed kid. I don't think he's just going to fall in and follow anybody. I think Garrett Wilson's a big boy and can make up his own mind. The other thing is OBJ, yeah, he was a pain in the ass for the Giants when they were losing. We won 7 games with no quarterback last year practically. He's coming to a good situation. You're putting up the W's. I bet you OBJ is going to be just fine.
Yeah, great call, Ricky, and I look forward to your new microphone, man. I know everyone's pumped up about that. Let me say this. You add Odell, how'd it work for the Rams, all right? They got Odell on a 1-year deal midway through the year. He saved their season when Robert Woods got hurt. They needed a number 2 next to Cooper Kupp. If you're the Jets, you need depth, man. Like, we're talking about Odell Beckham Jr., a year and a half removed from ACL. Not a year and a half. That makes a big difference. I'm excited if they get this done because I believe in Aaron Rodgers' ability to handle him. Michael with a super chat. Couple more, then we wrap up. I got to prep for a radio show that starts at 1 p.m. Pacific out here instead of 3 o'clock, so less time today. Speed creates pressure. Pressure bursts pipes, JD. Yeah, and you know what Odell does? Speed. He's your deep threat. And Mecole Hardman is your kind of your gadget player, your Debo-like player. Yards after the catch, jet sweeps, screens. One of my really good friends is a diehard Chiefs fan. I asked him about Mecole Hardman. He's like, you guys got a stud. That's how Chiefs fans feel about the guy. He's a good player. Carly writes in, Ricky's committed to the show. Ricky's the man. Great caller, great Jets fan. All the callers are tremendous. Adam with the super chat. He writes in, all super chats go to my gambling fund this weekend, so I appreciate it. Worst case scenario is Aaron's one and done, and the Jets are still left with a great, enticing roster for the next quarterback. That's not so bad. We've been through a lot. Yeah, that's the thing, right? The roster, even without Rodgers next year, is still very good. So who's the next veteran that's available if Rodgers is one and done? And but for the record, I think Rodgers plays 2 years, but we'll see. But that's a very fair point. Honestly, it's sad, but there's a video of me last year being asked about what happens if Zach Wilson's not the guy. You know what I said? Hey, at least the roster looks like it's in pretty good shape to be able to move on and add a quarterback that could take a step forward. Didn't think it'd be Aaron Rodgers, but here we go. James with a super chat. I would be very happy with Beckham. However, I love the idea of trading a 4th for a more dynamic wide receiver in Hopkins, which also keeps him away from Buffalo, New England, and KC. Enjoy Vegas, Jake. Look, I love D-Hop, but here's the reality with D-Hop. You got to trade draft capital for him, and he makes a lot more money than Beckham, so he impacts your salary cap more. You can add Beckham and still have flexibility to add other players. I think it's better value. We'll see. A 4th for D-Hop, though, I mean, I don't know why there's not more teams involved on that. I know he's coming off a down year. He had the suspension, but the Cardinals were a joke last year. I'll take my chances with DeAndre Hopkins. Matthew Smith says, you know who has leverage? Zach Wilson. You know who's in the shadow realm? Matthew, I called him shit, but maybe appropriate. Matthew Smith. We'll see you later. Dan says, Jake, hope you're enjoying Vegas. Any chance you might be attending SmackDown tomorrow? Unfortunately not, Dan. I got a red eye back to New York. I got a wedding on Saturday night. So I will be – this is a quick Vegas trip for me. In last night, out tomorrow night on a red eye Atlanta JFK at like 7 a.m. So quick trip. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go to SmackDown, the boxing fight, or the Taylor Swift concert that apparently is taking place here tomorrow night. Unfortunately. Mike says, Jake, can you play the video of what the Shadow Realm sounds like? Yeah, this is what I was told the Shadow Realm sounds like. Obviously, I've never been because I never say absurd, ridiculous things on this show, right? But this is what the Shadow Realm reportedly sounds like. Over and over again. It just plays and plays and plays, and it doesn't stop. Junior says, how much to ban Matthew Smith? Matthew Smith could be banned for $200. I think that's a fair price. If FM was $300, Matthew Smith can go for $200. Matthew Smith is done. No one has worse takes besides probably FM than Matthew Smith. William says, I'd rather have Hopkins than Beckham. One costs you money, one costs you draft picks and more money. That's the logic. We got one last call to get to here. The man who sent FM to the Shadow Realm for life joins us now. Evan, what's going on, my friend? Oh, no, we can't see Evan. Is he in the Shadow Realm? Evan, restart your browser. We'll get you in here. Then I got to run. I got to get ready for a radio program. Frank says, did you get a $300 steak with the FM band money? That's tonight. Barry Steakhouse. Let's go to Evan. All right, Evan. Let's see if we got you here. There we go. What's
you got
Evan?
me now? You hear me?
Hey, thank you for your service on behalf of everyone who watches this channel.
Jake, it's nothing to get rid of FM, man. If FM is watching, which I know he is, FM, I own your ass now, man. I'm your dad. Get used to it. I honestly, I'll try to make this quick. It always bothers me, these FM and Jet Central. I mean, not Jet Central. I love that guy. Jets Forever. These guys that make anonymous accounts and just troll. You know, it's like, come on, man. You gotta, put your face and your name next to what you say, or else there's no accountability. So, FM, I'll just put this out there. If you want to come back, you're more than welcome. The one thing though, to get back, you have to get on a call, put your first name. They don't have to put your whole name, just your first name and your face, and call in, and that's it. And we can, we'll talk about bringing you back. But for now, yeah, Jake, enjoy that. Enjoy Vegas. Enjoy the dinner, and have a great weekend, man.
Evan, I got to tell you, man, like, I think we got to keep him banned for at least a couple months, man. I mean, like, you paid a price. What are you doing giving him a path to come back? I think we got to leave him in the Shadow Realm for a little while, no?
All I said is I would start considering it. That's step one. I mean, FM's got to wine and dine me a little bit more than that, but I definitely agree, man. He needs at least a couple month break to consider it all. But I don't know, man. I'll leave Jets Forever. At least he's an original. FM's kind of like a cheap Jets Forever knockoff. But yeah, we got to keep him in the Shadow Realm for now, for sure. I agree with you, Jake.
Incredible.
And me and you will think of a path forward for him.
Hey, you know how to message me, Evan. Well, congratulations once again on behalf of everyone watching. What you did was a public service for this channel.
Hey, anything for the Jet fans, man. I'm one of you guys, man. And, this is just a small price so that we could all have some peace. So hopefully it's the step one of the piece. We'll get Rodgers soon and everything will flow from there. But good luck, everyone.
There you go. FM's father, Evan, checking in, sending FM to the Shadow Realm for life. And that includes FM Jr., FM's lawyer, any FM. See you later. Evan, write your Venmo so people could Venmo you back their thank you, right? Like Evan paid up. Oh, let's see if we can get him some money as a thank you from Jeff fans. A job well done. A job well done. Let's see. Alabama Rules says Evan owns FM. He does. I mean, it's unbelievable. Mr. McMoney says violated FM. We've never seen anything like this. Daniel says, I'm hoping I could take a picture with you in Canton this summer. Absolutely, Daniel. We're going to do a meet and greet with Jet fans this summer. I look forward to it. Let's see. All right. I think we're caught up. Jet fans, you guys are great. Once again, shout out to Evan for funding my Vegas trip and my steak dinner tonight. Appreciate all of you. I mentioned it, bit of a shorter show, still gave you almost 40 minutes. We'll try and go live tomorrow. Should there be more breaking news? I'm on the radio in a little bit, so I got to run. So I will say goodbye from Las Vegas, everybody. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and we will talk soon. Go Jets, baby. The Jets are good at football. Don't forget that.